So, without any further ado, I would like to introduce, led by Samantha, Belkin, to address me.
Hi everyone. So let's be honest. Dev Boot Camp tends to eat up all of our time. I used to be able to watch Game of Thrones. I used to have a social life. Not anymore. This became all too real 3 weeks ago after our last assessment. As all of you know, we spent the entire day coding. 8 hours straight, with no breaks, despite everyone telling me to go get lunch, and a lot of stress. By the time it was finished, I was drained. My brain was tired. All I really wanted in that time was some delicious pizza. Growing up, pizza had been my comfort food, and in that moment, it was what I was craving. Like any self-respecting person of our generation, I turned to Yelp. So I did some quick internet searches. I found a place with a really good rating right up the street from the BBC, and decided to try it. Let me tell you, I'm not normally a picky eater, but this place was terrible. As I was sitting there, exhausted, with my soggy pizza, I thought to myself, why had this happened? Yelp was never going to give me the information that I needed. While it's great for an overall restaurant review, I wanted to know which dishes a restaurant does really well and which dishes to avoid. So I sat there and I thought to myself there had to be a better way. Hi, I'm Sam.
I'm Menlo.
I'm Lawrence.
And this is Eat Me Drink Me, the better way to find a highly recommended specific dish. This is the app for when you have a craving and you're looking for that perfect dish to hit the spot. Now I'll turn it over to Lawrence to talk about his story.
Hi everyone, I'm from Austria. I'm new to New York. All you need to know about me is I love food, right? Recently I heard about this app called Eat Me Drink Me, and I tell you, there you will find the best dishes ever. So please Sam, could you log me in? Wow, that looks amazing, so many dishes, wow. I'm in the mood for cheese actually, cheese. What's that? Mac and cheese was fantastic. Let's see the full review. Tons of cheese. Wow, I love cheese. I have to tell you, I love cheese. Cheese my life, man. Cheese my life. What is that? Amsterdam Avenue. I can go there. It's close to my place. I will check it out someday. But I want to see more. I want to see more. Let's show me more of Sam. Browser. What's that? Mom's birthday experience food. Arugula salad. Never heard of it, but it sounds healthy. Grilled salmon. I love grilled salmon. I think Sam has a great taste of food. I want to follow her, definitely, so I can see more of her in the future. Alright. Talking and seeing so much food, I got really hungry. I'm gonna go and eat my lunch. My lunch was amazing. I want to tell everybody about it. Let's edit. I want my own food experience. Okay, let's title it BBC Lunchtime. Menu, Dev Boot Camp. Nice menu. Dish, chicken kebab. And let's upload a picture. Oh, it works so smooth. Let's edit. Thank you, Melissa. Always organizing the best lunch here at DVC. Let's check out my profile. That's so cool. Here I can save all my food experiences in one place. That's amazing. I love this app. But actually I'm more interested in what other people people I followed posted so I can discover new stuff. Let's check out my feed. What's that fresh meat? Show me that, please. You look tasty. I think you want to better with some cheese topping. Okay, thinking of all that cheese, I got a bit tired. Please, Mendel, talk us through the making of Eat Me, Drink Me.
So the making of Eat Me, Drink Me was a unique experience to us. This is the first time we have built an app from the pre-planning stages all the way to post-production. And we had a week to do it, and together as a team, we made what you saw just now. So every technology behind me was picked for a specific reason. They all fulfill a purpose that was needed in the app. Nothing was chosen by random or by default. The first thing is Rails. We picked Rails, A, because it was quick to get a basic code app working, which enabled us to work on the more complicated features and have more time to test and style our app. We also went with Postgres, and the second reason for Rails was we are familiar with Rails because we have been working with it for the past few weeks. The second thing is the database. We went with Postgres. Now, as you saw, Laura searched for cheese. Now that cheese search wasn't just searching in one field. It searched through usernames, the name of the dish, and also the review. The problem is, a search like that in a database can take a long time and really slow up the app. So we used a gem called PG Search that integrated with our database and allowed us to index it beforehand and make the search quick and efficient. The third thing is Amazon. As you saw, we have images that are posted on our site. In order to post these images, we couldn't store them in our Postgres database because it's not meant for images. We went with Amazon S3 Cloud Services, which allowed users to seamlessly upload their photos. We also have the Google Maps API, the Google API, which allowed A, the auto-completing bar you saw when you typed in venue, and B, it allowed us to keep our database slim and not have millions of restaurants cluttering it up and only keep what we need, the venues that were actually picked. And Google Maps also helped us for OAuth, which Loris didn't use because he's worried about giving me his information, and it's good reason. On the front end, we use basic HTML and Sass for our skeleton and styling, with JavaScript for some of the more nifty features. Although our app wasn't mobile focused, because we used Flexbox, which is a plug which works with CSS and allows us to grid things, it actually looks great on mobile. This is an actual screenshot of our app fully functional on my phone, and as you saw, I uploaded a picture of Marco from my phone. This app, working as a team, was going to be difficult. Me and Loris were great friends, but working together can be really tough. So we went with an agile development workflow to enable us to all be productive at the same time. Also, we mimicked real-world development by having a Scrum Master who had the final say in branches and what was being merged to master. We used Git and GitHub for our version control and to enable us to work from remote locations. And finally, Trello to keep track and Slack integrated with GitHub to enable us to process the pull requests quickly and not let them get stale. Although we only had a week for this, we have many, many more features we'd like to implement. So these are just some of the features that in the future we'd like to implement. First one is tags. Sometimes you want to search for food that isn't just like Chinese or cheese. You want to search for, let's say, gluten-free or cheap or something else. So we want to enable a user to upload tags and for each dish. Second thing is a wish list. If you see a dish that you like, you want to save it for future reference, or somewhere that you think you might travel someday, so you can put it in your wish list and you will be able to go find it without looking through the whole app. And the third thing is enabling someone who is private, who does not want to have his profile public, wants to keep privacy to himself and use the app just as a food journal. What he ate, we want to enable someone to have a privacy setting which no one else will see his details in the food he ate. And I will give it to Sam to finish off.
So that, guys, excuse me, Jens. Next time you have a craving, don't just go to a restaurant that you think will have what you want. Go somewhere that you know has what you want. So if next week you see me at a greasy little pizza joint on the corner with a big smile on my face, you'll know that the pizza is spot on. Thank you. I'd like to open up to any questions.
How did you find advising with S3 and like that process of kind of sparking on something that you didn't necessarily learn in the curriculum that you were saying?
Well, it's just reading tutorials. Here at TVC we learn how to learn rather quickly and always faced with new technologies. We knew what to do. Looking through the whole tutorial of this gem, we used paperclip and then just playing around and figuring it all out, and then we managed to do that, right? Great, worked nicely.
Did you consider making a single page app or using any frameworks?
So we actually started as a single page app, but we realized it was very confusing to the user as the URL wasn't changing. And so you can be in your feed, but the URL will still say explore experiences. With JavaScript, we realized that what we were trying to accomplish was easily accomplished without going pure JavaScript. So yes, in the future, if we have more time, we can refactor out all the ERB and HTML and all the ERB in the front end to enable it to be back-end agnostic. But for our purposes, this was fine. Yes, ma'am.
What was the most difficult decision you had to make in the last week?
I think it would be planning. I think we all came into this project with a different mindset and a different idea of what the app should be, just consist of, and be as an end product. And kind of refining that idea and coming to a general consensus, I think, was the toughest part.
Are there any features you want to add but like didn't have time for?
So are you saying besides the ones that were listed?
Yeah.
Originally, our app was going to be split down the middle for a private-centric and public-centric. So on one side it can be just someone documented like all their experiences, not connected, so to speak, with the public, not just a setting. But we pivoted quickly from there because it was a little bit too complicated and the user experience wouldn't have been optimal because that could be kind of split up into two apps. So yeah, not a feature, but kind of what we're aiming at.
Could you guys speak a little bit about like what your day-to-day was like? So like how you guys did the work and like how you just went through the process each day?
Yeah, so we tried to stay organized. We had a list. We started off with a sub MVP, so a list of at minimum things that we needed to complete. I kind of took on a lot of the back-end challenges. Andor was unfortunately sick at the beginning of this process, and Morris really did some research into the AWS section and kind of learning some of the new bits. And then as the weekend progressed, we just kind of kept meeting up. We had daily check-ins going through our objectives and what we wanted to complete that day. Just kind of went from there. We did all the back end of the functionality first, and then moved into the user experience in the front end.
To add to that, user experience was actually there from the beginning, like defining what functionality we had. So Lois was actually help us with like what would be too complicated or not really like easily understandable. So actually wireframing it before we touched any code and even before a schema really helped like what we're going to need in the future. So once we wireframed it, we were able to split that up into kind of like each page was one wireframe. So what elements we need on the page, we can split that into features to put into a Trello board and split that up into lists.
So is it right to use two different kind of search technologies? So you have PG search for your database queries and then Google for kind of like venue queries?
So the Google isn't really a search. The Google API allows you to have autocomplete. So when you start typing in, just like you're typing in Google, so it would autocomplete what it thinks is in your general location by IP. And that's how when you start typing in dev, automatically dev bootcamp New York specifically showed up.
And it also gave us more of the restaurant details, like their address and phone number, URL, things like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.